Welcome back to the 2 a.m. podcast. Today, we have a special episode in a new place.
Change of scenery.
Yeah, this is in my humble home, actually. Had ZAID drive over here, and we agreed to do this. Now, in the past, we have had some issues with the audio due to some birds that are pretty expensive birds, to be honest. We had an African gray that wouldn't shut the hell up. And we were very concerned about the audio because we had a really serious conversation the last time. And me editing it, listening back, I had to clean up the crap out of it, dude.
I knew you were going crazy.
Yeah, crazier than the bird. But we are here, we are alive, and we are well.
I'll tell you what, just based off of how this looks, you can turn shit into gold.
Thanks to me. You're welcome. Dude, so before we get into anything, I would just like to mention our sponsors for today.
Please.
Extra Wallets. If you haven't heard of Extra Wallets, Extra is a company that basically makes the best, I would say, if you're a utilitarian type of person that likes to have things that really make sense, right? For travel, for daily life, for on the go, they make the coolest supplies, like one of our favorite duffel bags.
I love that duffel bag.
Dude, that duffel bag has been amazing when it comes to travel and looks.
I've taken it probably once.
Yeah.
You've taken it more, right?
Yeah, I've taken it more. I've taken it more to just like casual places because I have a wardrobe in my car usually because I'm on the run, on the go. You know, anyone that is a filmmaker knows that that is a thing. You kind of always have to change, especially if you're on video.
Indeed.
Yeah. So they've been very helpful. My favorite thing is their wallet, dude. The Extra wallet. Amazing. Little card slot fits in 6 cards.
Speaking of, we're going to do something new with them.
We are.
They emailed us.
Oh, no way.
So we've got to do that.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, that wallet's amazing. There is a limit to how many cards you can put in that.
Yeah, but its slim physique really makes up for it.
Slim physique.
Yeah, I'm going to call it physique.
Yeah. Slim physique
Right.
and physiognomy.
They come in carbon fiber, gunmetal finish, and silver, and all kinds of metal finishes. They're pretty sick. They do have custom ones like the messy gold. They also have like, I don't know, any like crazy teams. They have Star Wars. They got all kinds of things, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and check them out. You can get up to 15% off using code 2AM.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. And our second sponsor, which is my personal favorite, and yours probably, Vital Red Light. If you have not heard about Vital Red Light or infrared light therapy, this is going to blow your mind. If you wake up in a bad mood, day to day, here and there, not getting enough sleep, waking up in the middle of your sleep, going to sleep, not waking up refreshed, this will help you. It is magical.
It is magical. And fun fact, about 50% of light from sunlight is red light.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take advantage of that. Use code 2AM at checkout for, what is it?
15% off.
10 or 15% off, something like that.
Yeah.
And then that ties into our last sponsor, which is Portal, which is also one of our favorites that has to do with sleep.
Yeah, that goes hand in hand with the Vital Red Light.
Yeah, absolutely. Magnesium glycinate, apigenin, L-theanine, and glycine.
Yeah, we have a bunch of testimonials, including some of my followers that reached out and said, hey, what supplements do you take? And I said, listen, man, I only take 3. And it's magnesium, right? And it's a full stack of magnesium. So that means what? L-theanine, L-threonate, and just a whole magnesium as well.
You take L-threonate?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's been helping a lot with my sleep.
Yeah, L-threonate's really good.
Yeah, and besides sleep, it's the waking up refreshed. It's the waking up with energy. And we're not talking about like caffeine energy. We're talking about like medium, full strength, just human energy, man.
Long-lasting energy, baby.
Yes, sir. So go ahead and use code 2AM for that as well to save. You would be sleeping like a baby. Dream away.
What's on the agenda for today? I think we should talk some shit on Twitter.
Twitter hate. I love this. You sent me a video yesterday that was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to mention names. But
yeah, we're not going to mention names, but like this, dude, there's this thing on Twitter lately that I've noticed a lot, and it's talking too much. Okay, talking about things that you don't need to talk about. More specifically, I've seen women post a lot where they're just like, "Uh-oh, my son caught me slobbing some knob today," and then everyone's like, "Why are you posting this online?" That's your first thought, is to post this online, And this takes me back to Chris D'Elia's podcast. Congratulations. And he used to talk about how basically before you tweet something, truly think about it.
Yeah.
Truly think about it. Don't just post it.
Give it like the 24-hour rule.
Yeah.
Sleep on it. Don't
post it and delete it. Just sleep on it. Okay? Because 9 times out of 10, it's not worth it.
No, and
it's very stupid.
Do you think that's worse on Twitter than other social media platforms? Just sharing information that really doesn't need to be shared? In many cases, explicit.
Agree but disagree. Kind of 50-50. It's kind of like, you're entitled to speak your opinion and do all these things, right? But then what blows my mind is that they have a followership with an opinionated machine, right? And what blows my mind even more is that everyone tries to argue with these opinion makers. And it's like, you can choose as the viewer to just shut the hell up and just continue on your day, You disagree? All right. You don't have to claim it. Just keep going.
Yeah.
It's not the real world, man. That was my issue with it, is that it just comes off as very stupid and childish to me when people are arguing about, what was an opinion?
Whatever it is.
I could literally probably think of an opinion right now that I said.
Red pill, women's perspective, dating, health, seed oils.
Here, let me pull one up, actually. There's one that was interesting yesterday.
Yeah, if you have one bookmark, pull it up.
Because you said red pill, right?
But then again, I don't really want to talk about red pill because we've talked about it so goddamn much.
So much. I feel you.
And at a certain point, it just gets so exhausting. Yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are things like, posts like this where it's like, why do we... So people ask questions. I like that. Okay? Everyone tries to put their 2 cents and feel like they belong somewhere, really.
Mm-hmm.
They feel heard, The original owner of the post will just go ahead and like it. Oh my God, I was heard, It just comes off as really dumb to me in that sense. Like
okay.
I don't know. But anyway, there are cool questions like this. And I get it because it gets you to think. Now, the whole point of it to me is not necessarily to respond, but to think and hear other perspectives, because that is a part of learning.
Yeah. It's a conversation at the end of the day.
Yeah. So this guy said, why do we put pressure on ourselves to have it all figured out in our 20s? Take it easy, homie. These things take time. And I started thinking about it. And I had some free time. So I actually responded. And I said, social media, unrealistic comparisons, funny how things figure themselves out when you just show up. The job is to wake up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, great. I wasn't chasing views. I wasn't chasing likes. I wasn't chasing anything. But I just felt like the need to I feel like this was so neutral that I could just say it, It's not a controversial thing. It's not really an opinion. It's 2 facts out of the 100. Whatever he was looking for, right? And he's not looking for anything. He's looking for followership. He's trying to make money out of this, yada, yada, yada.
It's tough because a lot of people do want their voices to be heard because they're not heard in their, real life world.
Yeah.
So they hop onto social media and try to attempt that. And I've certainly learned the mistake of popping off on tweets that just sound so stupid in the moment. And I've definitely gone back and deleted some tweets, not blatantly just idiotic, but in a way that is not how I want to portray myself on social media. Because in general, as a person, I like to take my time with opinions, and I don't like to come out with shock factor.
Yeah, and you're going to speak about things that only you know about and you're niched in, for the most part. But this also goes here's a funny story, okay? And during this story, I had a thought in the middle of all of it, but I was driving, okay? And, during rush hour, there's a lot of cars, and I know the speed limit's 65, but most people are going 50, 45, stopping and going, people are merging. It's kind of chaotic, okay? Mm-hmm. You always get that asshole truck or that piece of crap Sentra
or that
dumbass Camry, right? Or the Infinity.
Infinity's the worst.
Yeah, okay. And they're just going all over trying to just like beat you like as if it's a race, man. And you're like, dude, if this was open road, sure. But as you can clearly see, you might kill yourself or someone. Okay, so take it easy. I don't know why you're in a hurry.
I had a guy like that on the way over here.
Because by the time he's going, like, he's trying to go 80, trying to do, he's still in my vicinity. And I am going 45, you know? So it's like you are really just wasting your own energy and gas, for that matter, right? So I look at it as very dumb. But I had the thought, and I was like, you know what? I'm a chill driver. And like I was thinking, you know, while all this chaos was happening, I was just thinking, and I'm like, are you really that pathetic? Do you really not have a role in this life where you are a leader in any sort? You're always put down in a sense that the only way to achieve alphaism, right, is by trying to beat everyone through traffic. You know, you want to guide the way through that.
Well, it's certainly a reflection of how they live their lives.
I know, too. I'm probably not saying that very well right now, but
no, I think you're coming across, because listen, if you're driving a little bit faster than everyone else, you're going 70, 80, maybe even 90, there is a way to drive properly at high speeds.
Yeah, and there's a time.
Way.
There's a time for it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying I don't speed, but it's just like there is a time for it. If we see that there's potential, like, for example, he was in my vicinity for the next 20 minutes until my destination, you know? So that was a long way.
And what's funny is that they don't make any progress on the road.
You're just raging, bro. You're just going left, right, left, right, left, right, like really just getting into people's tails, right? And it really just got me thinking about these type of people. The ones that are truly losers, to the point where the only place they think they can shine is on a freeway, you know, trying to take over the road type of thing. You know?
What else did you see on Twitter?
Dude, on Twitter, there's a lot of crap here. Let me pull one up.
Make this like a Twitter episode.
We
haven't made a dedicated episode about this.
Bro, here. Let's see what I responded to. How about that? We'll go through that.
I see some weird people on Twitter. Like, I get some weird comments, man.
Yeah. Okay, I tweeted this. Oh my God, dude. I don't consume sugar. The guy that ordered Jack in the Box tacos. Yeah. What do you think about that? That's a lot of things I see, you know?
Well, I think it's true, because any carb that you consume turns to sugar in your body, so.
Yeah, but it's more than that, bro.
It is more than that. It's like, why the fuck are you going to Jack in the Box?
It's not just bad oils. It's bad oils that are old.
Yeah, that they don't change out. That's 100% real.
So I'm like, okay, bro, just eat sugar. It's fine.
What's like the most egregious tweet that you've seen in the past, let's say, 2 months?
Okay, you know that incident with that black kid that got shot just for going to the wrong house to pick up his siblings?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the same, I think 2 days or the next day or something, that there's a white girl, the teenager, goes to pick someone else up from someone else's house, and it was the wrong driveway, and the guy shot her and killed her.
Oh, really?
Right, and people were like, look at their GoFundMes. Huh? Why does this guy get 850,000 or whatever, right? Or 185, I don't know how much it was. It was like an absurd amount. Not absurd, but like higher amount than hers. Okay? And he's like, look at hers, it's very low. You know, GoFundMe page. And everyone's like, yeah, man, this country's ass backwards. You know, they're like basically saying that, you know, BLM caused this, and that black people are getting more of the pity now, and like they're getting more of the sadness and all, more of the attention and all. I'm like, bro, what? People are arguing about this online.
I hate conversations like that.
Okay. And I'm just like, dude, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay. Because the logic here is that she's dead. He's in the ICU. Okay. You know how many hospital bills he has? Okay. She's dead. She still made 35 grand, you know, to cover whatever. They're
competing over who is the biggest victim.
Exactly.
And that is fundamentally the problem.
That is fundamentally ill.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I hate about Twitter, is that you see most things that are posted are like that. It's to argue. What do you think? Is this conspiracy?
Is this conspiracy?
Like, man, it's so dumb, bro. It really is dumb. And
I don't think that's all of Twitter, though.
not all of Twitter, but at least like what is pointed out to me, for some reason. I don't follow any of these accounts, but it's just, that's what comes up to me. And then as a curious person, you look at the comments and you're just like, yep, I'm out of here. Like, I cannot believe I live in not a world, but a country like that. Okay.
Well, what do you expect when you have people behind anonymous accounts? What do you expect? That the most horrendous shit is going to come out of that.
Yeah, but that's the crazy part is we used to see a lot of anonymous accounts, and these accounts all have names with profile pictures. They're fine. They're just normal people.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not afraid to say anything anymore. And it makes, like, Twitter makes this place feel like we're at war with each other and nobody should be understood. It's my way or the highway type of thing, right? To the point where they're killing each other. And that's where I have an issue. It's like, there's none of that, what do we call it? I don't want to say passive aggressive, but like benefit of the doubt.
There's no understanding.
Yeah.
There's no understanding, empathy, just basic human skills within the societal realm.
There's no generosity in the benefit of the doubt anymore. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no like, let me just,
let me listen to this person and see if there's anything of value.
Let me calm my soul by just ignoring it. No, there's none of that. Let me shoot this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meet me outside right now.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me outside for what? For a tweet?
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
And speaking of Twitter, I'm sure you saw the latest launch from SpaceX, right?
Yeah. The one that exploded?
Yeah. So I believe that's Starship, which is the biggest rocket, I believe, of all time. And it's funny how the mainstream media took this and ran with it because the rocket exploded. They were like, oh yeah, it's a complete failure, a waste of $3 billion or however much. But when you dive into it, if you actually have two connecting brain cells and you look into it, you're like, this was a test run. This was how it was supposed to go. And they actually went above and beyond what they expected to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So again, same concept. Like people don't give the time of day to understand anything around this.
People think they're smarter than they are. That's the problem.
Yeah. But I'm excited about the Starship because that means officially we have a working proof of concept to get to Mars.
Yeah. That's exciting.
That is very exciting. That is innovative.
Unheard of. Dude, God bless Elon Musk. Honestly.
God bless Elon Musk, yeah. He's not perfect, but in general, he's a G.
He's a G. He knows how to shut people up sometimes. I really liked his interview with BBC.
He knows how to meme, bro.
Dude, with the BBC, he's like, okay, tell me about Twitter, basically. Remember how he was saying like,
oh yeah, where did you see hate speech within the For You section?
Hate speech. Is it just because you think it's hateful?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's your opinion, right? It's like, okay, tell me. And he's like, I can't remember any right now. He's like, then tell me. I'm just asking you for one simple example.
He caught him in a lie.
Yeah. And he's like, well, he's like, okay, so you tell me BBC has never had incorrect misinformation, for example. And because he brought up misinformation.
No.
It was so funny. Like the guy just choking. And I'm just like, dude, Elon's just chilling right now. And the guy was like, let's just move on.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you want to just move on though? Great.
There are certain people you don't want to get into an argument with.
Mm.
Elon's one of them.
Yeah.
Just very high Q.
He'll destroy you.
He's socially awkward, but I mean, that's
yeah, but he is high IQ, which is, I don't know, man. I feel like we need to make IQ tests mandatory and public so that we know who we're dealing with.
I think we do.
So we know who we're dealing with.
Don't we do that in school?
What, the state exams, maybe?
Isn't that an IQ test?
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like how to put two and two together.
No, we need an EQ test that's mandatory for everybody. Emotional intelligence.
Interesting. I don't know what to even blame it on, bro. And like the thing is like when I see people like this on Twitter, I'm like, how old are you? I wonder. Like what age group? Are you 19 to 23?
A lot of young people, for sure.
17 to 21? Because if that's the case, shut the hell up. You haven't lived anything yet.
Yeah. But unfortunately, there's a lot of older people too.
Yeah.
In their 40s, 50s. You look at their replies and it's just constant arguing.
Bro, it's like...
If this person were to put that energy into like going into war, they'd probably be fucking Rambo at that point.
Mm-hmm. And it's just funny because there's other statistics that goes to show that testosterone is lowering as a whole in men. And it all goes hand in hand. There's always a pattern in life, right? So if IQs are dropping, testosterone is dropping. Those two are correlated.
Oh yeah, they are strongly correlated actually for men.
It doesn't mean that low testosterone makes you dumb. It just makes you
well, no, it does. It makes you dumber.
Well, not just naturally. Like, it's not like your body's signaling, oh, low testosterone, you have a dumbass brain now. No. It's like...
dumbass brain now.
You know? It's more like, as a whole, the way you live your life now, you know, it's going to lower the amount of progress you make towards your purpose.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that, you know, the initiation for things is going to lower, which plays a part in IQ. That means you're learning too late or whatever the case is, you know. Interesting, because also our food is malnourished. The food itself. That's a huge problem. How do we boost testosterone? Naturally. Through good foods.
Yeah, it's the main part of it.
That's the main part of it, okay? So like when we were created, okay, as humans, we actually had good food. All right? And most of us had no idea what a Big Mac was because it didn't exist. Actually, all of us. What the hell are we talking about? Most of us. Right?
There's that one guy.
Yeah.
One guy in the sub-Saharan
talk about
terrain.
Any war. Okay, let's just talk about, I don't know, the Irish War, for example.
I don't know shit about the Irish War.
It does not matter. Even if you don't know anything about it, just it being like that long ago, you know that we didn't have a menu in life where it was just like, you know, sizzling beef with garlic broccoli. No, we didn't have that, dude. It was just like poultry, eggs.
Or at least only the richer people had that.
Yeah. And even the richer people ate fruit and fucking meat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you know that diabetes, type 2 diabetes, was an affliction of the wealthy back in the day?
Really?
Because they could afford to have sugar, which was extremely expensive back then.
That makes sense.
They could afford to
The king was fat. Yeah.
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 It was actually a sign of wealth if you were obese.
A fat king was well off.
Except they didn't have that many obese people back in the day.
That's crazy. Remember, I don't know if you've seen Game of Thrones, but the king, what's his face's best friend, the Lannister's best friend, he was the king and died. He was fat. But he was eating like crazy every night. Turkey legs and chicken legs, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I think of when I see that. And like now we're all about capitalism. We're all about the number, you know? We need to push more meat. We need to do more, right? So what do? They'll cut thinner slices of steak, for example. You know, induce it with water, put hormones in it, do whatever just to make it inflamed so that you think you're getting a 2-pounder.
Yeah.
It's not strictly beef, man. That's what's crazy about today, the way I see it. So think of how that played out for like, I don't know, 30 years. Let's just say 30 years, okay? Meat completely changed. Do you think it was a coincidence that testosterone started dipping?
No, of course not.
All right? And people started fighting more. And people had no sense of urgency to take care of anyone else. So we must argue about opinions on the fucking internet.
It's not a coincidence.
Do you see how this is all related?
Yeah.
Like we started off with Twitter, but now we're here.
Yeah. Because it's a holistic framework. You have to include everything within the whole.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Alan Watts says it, right? We at default, all right, if you were to sit here and say, I am breathing, I am breathing, I am breathing, I am breathing, okay? And suddenly you get distracted. You are still breathing. So that means your body has a certain natural mechanism, whether you like it or not. Okay. Digestion, the same thing. Acid has times of day. Okay. And it has its own acid. Now, what are we doing today? A lot of our food has extra acid. Drops of acid. Citric acid.
Well,
we have corn syrup, which technically induces acidity, okay, and then diminishes it as well.
Yeah, high fructose corn syrup, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
That's in almost everything. Dude.
So this is what I'm saying, is that as humans, we started developing things for the sake of business, okay? for the sake of selling. Think of the cigarette effect, okay? Nicotine, right? They know it's going to stick to your blood so that you crave it. What does McDonald's do? They absolutely spray or put something in it so that you crave it once you have it.
They have the perfect combo of salt, sugar, and fat. It's engineered by scientists to be that way, so that you do become addicted and you're more likely to go for it.
There we go.
I think this is the biggest problem by far in modern society. Everything is bastardized by the artificial process, either an artificial manufacturing process. That's just the case with modernity. I mean,
and you're selling yourself out technically,
bro. Everything from artificial blue light to the food we eat to what are some other examples?
The things we drink, whatever.
The things we, yeah. I mean, you get my point.
Yeah, I get your point. Even the AC, man. I remember back in the day, like a fan was more common than the AC. Now it's just like you can't live without it. Oh, it's summer, turn on the AC. Oh, it's winter, turn on the heater. You're not breathing like full oxygen anymore, you know? It's turning into gases and whatever. But
let's go on a tangent.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how much I love walking at night, like 9, 10 p.m. I think it's by far one of the most important things in my routine.
Same.
Sometimes most times I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal from Nightcrawler. Just
catch a lot of
meandering
things
through the night. And it's funny because when I walk, like I will barely see anybody walk at that time. Even during the day, I don't see that many people walk.
Only cool people walk at night.
Only cool people walk at night.
But women, please be careful. You know?
Well,
that's another argument I saw on Twitter, bro. It's like, you know, a girl gets kidnapped in New York, Brooklyn, and in the story it would say, woman was walking at 1:50 a.m., gets caught by a van, right? And whatever the case is.
Why was she walking at 1:50
Why was she walking at 1:50 a.m. without anybody near her, huh? Yeah, that's her problem. Like, that's not her problem, bro. You know? It
is somewhat of a valid argument, but
I see where they're coming from. That's a fraction, like a tiny little fraction.
It distracts from the fact that crime rates are so high, especially in places like New York.
But why is it me that understands it? Why is it me that understands both sides? You know? Like, I'm like, I see what he's trying to argue, but he's going full blast on that subject. He's not touching on the other matter.
Because you're in the fucking real world. You deal with real people.
It's so dumb, dude.
You don't spend the majority of your time online.
I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. With cases like that, it's just more like, dude, the way I grew up was the women were home earlier than the men for a reason. Why? Because we cared more about them. They were more valuable, right? More of a jewel.
Yeah.
Okay. So we must protect you. So that means we know some men have literally nothing else to live for, and they don't care if they die today. Okay? They are evil, purely. So that's why we say, come back home early. You don't know what, like, we need you protected, and I want to give you the space, but at the same time, I don't want you dying. I don't want you this. I don't want you that.
It's risk management.
It's risk management. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You get women that argue, oh, why should you tell? Well, okay. Then you cannot complain.
That's why you're not with a guy who's worthy.
You cannot complain. You cannot complain. That's all it is, you know?
Yeah.
Some men are fearless. That's how it is. Men are evil. And for the most part, you know, we can get fucked up too, you know? But that's a risk we're taking. Lower chance, maybe.
Yeah, I get it.
Whatever. But that's like another argument I've been seeing on Twitter. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on here? Protect.
I think a lot of these issues would be solved if people had more real world conversations in person rather than online.
Yeah. No risk, no magic, bro.
Yeah.
No risk, no magic.
Should be the Disneyland motto.
Yeah,
Disneyland?
straight up.
Disneyland.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? You know, I thought it was a coincidence, actually. I don't know if you saw the other day, but there was a fire at
the dragon?
Yeah.
I saw that. I was laughing my ass off.
That was right after the news of the gay stuff, the LGBTQ event that they were going to start having for whatever.
What?
For kids. Huh?
Bro, do we even need to get into that shit?
That's why I saw that. There was like, oh, now they're celebrating LGBTQ, blah, 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 right? And then all of a sudden you see like that thing's on fire. And I'm like, what? Did someone set this up?
I don't know.
No, but see, now I'm thinking like Twitter.
Conspiracy.
I'm like, I think so.
Maybe you should write a thread on that.
Yeah.
The latest conspiracy with Disneyland and
So dumb, bro.
LGBTQT or whatever it is.
Yeah. BTQ.
Burger King, Whopper, I don't know.
DQ.
DQ.
Oh my god.
Anyways, this episode is more so just get some momentum going and just just record.
We haven't really touched, and you know that the 2 a.m. podcast is about me and ZAID loving to talk. We haven't talked in a while.
I think it's important that we don't record for a certain period of time.
Yeah, because it really gets us to work on the management of what we want to do, you know.
And that goes against the advice of, you should be producing content every single day.
Well, we kind of do through clips. We use older episodes and stuff, but like, you know, every single day, come on, guys. We need to enjoy a Sunday every once in a while. So,
not a big deal.
Yeah. But anyway, use code 2am for any of these extra wallets, Portal.
Link in the description for all of
and
them.
Vital Red Light. All description below. All of them.
Get yourself some good sleep.
Yes. All right, guys. This has been episode number 202. We'd love it. We are highly energetic. We have just come out of Ramadan, so a lot of drainage was happening, but we are back. We will catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.